Hello everyone, it's Afi here. Welcome back to another GT Sport video. It's been a while, definitely been a few weeks since I've uploaded. Just been absolutely manic with work, as y'all understand. So I was just checking the daily races, and I was actually really happy that the Redbull Ring's back. It's one of my favourite tracks, and to make it even better, it's Group 4 cars. So I had to definitely spend a few days, getting up to speed. You become a bit rusty when you don't play GT Sport often. But it's just something about this track. I was actually quite surprised how quickly I managed to get up in pace. I think I managed to do a 1:34.8, so I couldn't be any more happier with the qualifying time. Definitely less than a second than the top guys in Europe, so that's sort of the benchmark that I really want to be targeting. So it's definitely not easy when you don't play the game every day, because it normally takes a few hours for you to kind of settle in, but it's all part of the grind. Hey, no one said YouTubing is easy, so but I think more than the actual grind part, I mean, I actually enjoy playing the game. I love racing in real life and sport, so if you enjoy it, you really don't mind, investing the time and effort into making videos. So more about the race. So it's a 5-lap sprint to the finish line. There's no tyre wear, or you don't need to pit for new tyres, so it's quite crucial that you do really well in qualifying, because if you're starting mid-order or right at the back, it's going to be extremely difficult to work your way up the grid. Just because it's only 5 laps, 1 lap is a minute and a half. So unless you're racing against really bad drivers, it's actually sort of virtually impossible. Especially if you're racing against people who have set a similar time to you, so you know it's not going to be really easy. Slipstream's okay on this track, but it's not great. So qualifying is crucial. So I think I spent 20 to 25 laps to do my qualifying time, which is quicker than I normally usually take. So I mean, I didn't want to spend too long spending time in qualifying. I wanted to sort of do the races, get my driving rating up. It was absolutely ruined from a few weeks ago, racing in Monza. So that definitely didn't help. So back to the race, we'll sort of skip ahead. There's not really a lot happening at the moment. I mean, I started P1. You either make or break your race into turn 1. It's so easy to run wide and get a penalty. If you get a penalty, you're pretty much going to lose 2-3 positions. So it's really vital that you practice the start of the race into the first corner more than anything else. So as you can see, the gap's around 3 seconds. I want to sort of focus on being consistent in the race, which is far from easy. Now, when you do a qualifying time, you practice lap after lap after lap, but when you're actually in a race, it's really difficult to be consistent, especially if you're stuck in traffic. I'm quite fortunate in this race that I've got clean air. There's no real pressure from behind, so it's all about trying to be consistent and pump the laps in. So do a 35.3 here, which definitely is a good pace. So we skip ahead to the last lap. As much as I enjoy being in the lead, it is quite boring, if that makes sense. I mean, everyone fusses about Lewis Hamilton constantly winning. If you're a Lewis Hamilton fan, then it's great. But if you're not, it's quite boring to watch. So I rather fight my way up. But obviously, it all depends on your qualifying time and how the algorithm works with GT Sport. So gap 4.4 seconds. he was only 100 tenths of a second away from my qualifying time, so I did expect him to be a bit closer in this race. But I think from P2 to P4, they were constantly battling, which, trust me, if you are off the racing line on this track, you are going to lose so much time, especially if you come out the straights, and if you need to go defensive, you'll be losing a massive chunk out of the lap time. So approaching the end of the race, it's been a clean race for me, so no penalties. It's definitely going to give me a massive boost on my driver rating. I really want to get into top split, because I definitely believe that my qualifying time is good enough to be in a lobby with the top split guys. So next race, how exciting is this opportunity? I mean, we're up against Kirethk. He's a well-known YouTuber. He's really quick. He was also live streaming as we were both in this lobby, so the pressure was definitely on me. That's if I could catch him. We've got another Brit who's sort of splitting me and Kirethk. He's slightly quicker. I mean, I didn't want to spend too much time in qualifying. I really wanted to just enjoy the races. But this was just a massive opportunity for me. I mean, this is the first time that I'm actually up against a well-known YouTuber. So I really wanted to take this opportunity to impress. So starting 5th on the grid, a decent place to start. So we've got two Brits in front, including Kirethk and Smith, and we've got a Hungarian, not very good with my flags. So really important to get the first corner right. So hard on the brakes, you just want to kiss the apex, and nice and early on the power. Slipstream is very important, and I need to try my best not to get a penalty, because a penalty in this race, and that's it, it's game over. There's no way you'll be able to catch a fast set of drivers like in this race. So we got Kirethk using the Audi TT, and I believe the Spaniard in P2 using the Scirocco. Not really sure how those cars are. Don't think they are definitely as quick as the Peugeot, but they're not miles away. I think around 100 or 200 of a second slower per lap, but you can gain that with slipstream. So I believe it's pretty much an equal playing field. So let's have a look at the race. So as you can see, P1 is slowly driving away, and that's what I was sort of referring to in race 1. When you battle, especially on a track like this where you need a really good exit on those corners, and you just lose so much time. So at this stage, I was definitely having a very bad lap. I was running wide, but I managed to get a really good exit out of turn 10, which kind of puts me back into the slipstream. So you can see there's a lot of fighting going on quite early on. I don't really want to let Kirethk drive away. I just need to nail this corner. So hard on the brakes. You want to be patient on the throttle, and once the car straightens up, you want to just give it everything. So I've got the slipstream. Now Kirethk's got the outside line. We've got the Spaniard and Smith got the inside. So I'm going to slot in behind Kirethk. I'm just going to see what sort of happens into turn 2. So Kirethk runs a little bit wide. I'm going to take that opportunity to get the move done, and he's got a little bit of pressure from the Hungarian in P6, and the Hungarian actually manages to use my slipstream to go past Kirethk. So suddenly Kirethk, starting from P3, has gone down to P6. It's definitely turning out to be a very good race. The podium finish here would just mean, I was so excited when I was racing this live. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was so nervous at the same time, but I was just trying to focus on getting a podium finish. That was my target, and I would have been really happy with that. So we've got the Spaniard in P3, it's got the Scirocco, which I know isn't as fast as a Peugeot. So I'm just trying to focus on these two at the moment. So I just need to get a really good exit coming out of turn 10. I just need to somehow get the slipstream out of turn 1 and go for an overtake. So I've got the Hungarian behind me, which will hopefully give me some time to get the move done with these two. So I've got the Spaniard who's just run a little bit wide. That's definitely going to be half a second penalty. And I've got a really good run on the Brit here. So he covers off the inside line. It's just going to be who dares to break the latest. So I do break a bit later than him, but he gets the braking really spot on. Runs a bit wide. I just have to come off the throttle, and stupidly I go down to first gear, and I'm not sure how I managed to do that, but that automatically puts me down to P4. The Hungarian gets a really good drive. He's got the inside line now. I'm just to see if I could hold off on the outside, but there was just no grip. So now I've got real pressure from Kirethk. Now I know he's gonna catch up with me because we're gonna be battling now. The Hungarian a bit nervous on these set of corners, so I'm just trying to see if I could get a really good run coming out of turn 8. So gap between me and Kirethk less than half a second, so it's fine margins. I know he can't really go for a move here, so just break a bit too late. I run a bit wide. I'm just trying my best not to get a penalty, and that brings Kirethk right behind me. He gets a really good exit out of turn 10. Not really sure whether he's going to go for a move here. I think he's going to go for a move in the straights, which would probably be the most sensible thing to do. So I just need to make sure I get a really good exit. It's not the best. Luckily I've got the slipstream. So I'm in two minds here. I'm sort of semi-defensive here. I didn't really expect him to go for the move. He brakes quite late, sort of pulls me with him, and together, collectively, we've sort of lost a lot of time. But I get a really good run with him. I know he's going to cover the inside. I'm just going to see if I could just run him narrow and see if I could just go around the outside. But no, again, there's just no grip. He covers the inside line for the next few corners. I'm going to see if I could go too wide into these corners, which might be a stupid thing to do, but he gives me the room. But again, there's not much I can do going into turn 8. I have to back off there and try again straight. So it's very good racing here. I was absolutely buzzing, and I was on his live stream. He's streaming live, so I know I couldn't make a mistake taking out. It would be absolutely embarrassing. So just trying to brake a bit earlier than usual. I need to get a really good run out of turn 1. Need to stick with him as much as I can going into the last lap. So this is vital for me. I definitely have to make a move in this straight here. So don't really get a very good exit there. I'm just not that close enough to go for a move. Just trying to see if he'll go defensive, just watching him closely, and he goes defensive as expected. So I'm just going to see if I could get a cut back on him, but I'm aware that he's far too smart to even give me any sort of room. So I do get a good exit, but I haven't got that slingshot to get a good slipstream. Now I'm going to see if I could make this stick around the outside, which I didn't have any luck on the previous lap. There's just no grip on the outside. So I'm slightly ahead, but he just covers me off so I don't get the inside line. So I just want to stick on the side of him going into turn 7. So he brakes a little bit too early, and at this moment I am ahead. Can I make this stick going into turn 7? He slightly misjudges his braking and gives me a slight tap, and that's just enough for me to come off the racing line. And I'm suddenly lost one position, and I'm going to lose another position to the Russian. So suddenly I went from P4 all the way down to P7. So what a turnaround. I mean, I was fighting for the podium, and suddenly I'm down in P7. But you know what? It was an absolute pleasure racing beside Kirethk. Absolute legend. He did obviously apologise, but I really didn't think it's his fault. There's no way that we both could have gone too wide into turn 8. I would have definitely got a penalty for track limit. But you know what? Like I said before, it was an absolute pleasure racing with Kirethk, and I don't know whether he's going to be watching this, and I can't wait to race alongside him again. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. See ya.